All right, so today, 26, we're going to do the warm up. We're going to go over that. I've already checked your homework, but we're going to go over the problems that you're still struggling with. Today, we're talking about time management and going over learning styles. Our homework is going to be day 4. Tomorrow, I need to show you how to access my Canvas page and turn in an assignment, turn in your warm up, turn in your homework. I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. So you have to bring in your laptop. Is there anyone that does not have access to a laptop at this time? Okay. Have you turned your paper in? You have? Did you pick it up from the media center yet? Not yet. So make sure you pick it up today. Okay. Anybody else? All right, good deal. So make sure you bring it fully charged because as you can see, we don't have a lot of plugs in this room. So it needs to be fully charged. Okay. All right. So let's go over the warm up. Go over the warm up. Okay, so now we're simplifying. Here, this is saying 6 is being multiplied 5 times. 6 is being multiplied how many times here if you don't see an exponent? Just once. So what is your final answer here? 6 to the what? Yes. 6 power. It's 6 to the 6. How do I get 6 to the 6 power? Somebody different. Yes. Because you're going to add the exponents. You're going to say 5, 6 is being multiplied 5 times here plus 1 time there. So that's going to give you 6 to the 6 power. Number 2, simplify. What answer did you get for number 2? Somebody different. Yes.
1.
1. Very good. This is 1. Remember, you're going to subtract. Okay. When you subtract, the exponent on the top is 7 minus the exponent on the bottom, which is 7. So that's going to be 2 to the 0 power. That's saying don't multiply 2 at all. So your answer is automatically going to be 1. Any number raised to the 0 power, the answer is 1 because you're not going to multiply it at all. So your answer is always going to be 1. 100 to the 0 power is 1. A, whatever A is, to the 0 power is 1. 77 to the 0 power is 1. Any number raised to the 0 power is going to equal 1. We okay? Okay. Number 3, rational or irrational? Yes.
Rational.
It is rational. Very good. This is a perfect square root. Number 4, what are we going to do first in this problem? Yes. Okay, we're looking at the parentheses to see if we can add. Can we add? Yes. Then you're going to use distributive property. We can't combine those terms in the parentheses, so we're going to multiply the 1/2 times the numbers that are in the parentheses. So what is half of 6n? Yes. 3n. What is half of 2y? Yes.
Just y.
Just y. 1y or just y. Bring everything else down. What's our next step? Somebody different? Yes.
Combine 3n and negative 3n.
Which gives you what? 0. So what's my answer here?
Y.
My answer is y. Okay. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay, that's pretty decent. Good deal. Number 5. I'm going to pause for the calls real quickly. Is everybody okay with my pacing? If not, just tell me. Okay. Number 5. X to the 3rd power is equal to 216. What's my answer going to be here? Yes.
36.
36. Is 36 times 36 times 36. Is that equal to 216? No, not quite. But you are thinking, and you are on the right track. Seriously, you're closer than you think. Yes. 8. So let's do 8. 8 times 8 times 8. What's 8 times 8?
64.
64. And what's 64 times 8?
Yeah.
That's too big, ain't it? But that's real good because you're close, girl. You're real close. Let's do, yes. And let's try 6 then. I'm going to erase this so I can have some space. Y'all are thinking. You're cooking with grease. I like it. I like it. This is... All right, so we got 6. Let's try 6, okay? 6 times 6 times 6. What's 6 times 6?
36.
36. Then we got times 6. What is that? 216. Okay, so it is going to be 6. All right, so now this is plug and chug. Plug and chug. That's fine to do if you know how to do it. What happens if you don't? What steps do you take to solve an equation that looks like this? He answered the last time, yesterday. Can somebody else kind of tell me? Going back and look at what we did previous days? Yes.
Try just find out, like just put random numbers.
We did that here. That's plug chug. That's good. And you're right. What's the other way that we did? Yes.
Like write down all the like what's it called? All the like.
What we just did over here, that's plug chug too. What's a different way of solving? Yes.
Square root.
Not square root. Yes. Cube root. Don't forget, that's what we did the last couple days is cube root, okay? So cube root. A good rule of thumb, go back and look at your warm-ups from previous days because the problems are going to be almost the same, okay? So we're going to do cube root on both sides. What's the cube root of x to the third power? That means what can we multiply times itself 3 times to give us x to the third power? Yes, x. So the cube root of x to the third power is just x. What's the cube root of 216? That means what number can be multiplied times itself 3 times to give us 216? Yes, 6. Questions? All right, the last one, number 6. The square root of 115 is between which two integers? Yes.
It's 10 and 11.
10 and 11. So we got 10 and 11. 10 times 10 is 100, right?
Yes.
So we know that the square root of 100 is 10. What's 11 times 11? 121. So we know the square root of 121 is equal to 11. Look, the square root of 115 is between these two perfect square roots. So if I type this in the calculator, I'm going to get 10 point something or another. It's between 10 and 11. Good job. All right, let's look at the homework. Everybody okay?
Yep.
All right, let's look at the homework, please. All right, which ones would you like for me to work out? Okay, raise your hand if you need number 1. Hurry up. Okay. Anybody need number 1? Number 2. You need number 1? Okay. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Oh, did I miss? Did you need number 7? Yes.
No, I saw number 5. I just had trouble.
Oh, okay, number 5. I got you. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Okay. All right, so let's do. Say again, baby. 6. Okay. All right, so let's do number 1. Please make corrections on your paper, okay? I'm going to expect for you to have these right because I'm giving them to you. You know what I mean? All right, so just make corrections on your paper. If you didn't do your homework, this would be the time. I mean, really? Come on. All right, let's do it. We got 1/2 times 6a plus 8b. This is number 1. Okay. So what property am I going to use to simplify this? Yes. Distributive property. So we're going to multiply 1/2 times both numbers that are in the parentheses. What does that give me when I multiply 1/2 times 6a? Yes.
3a plus 4b.
3a plus 4b. Any questions about how we got that? Are we sure? Okay. Number 2. Okay. Number 2. That's it, baby. That's it. Because you can't combine these together. They're not like terms. Number 2. we have 2m plus 3n minus 4m plus 8. Here, all we're doing is combining terms that are alike. What can we combine in this problem? Yes.
2m and 4m.
2m and a negative 4m. When we combine those two terms together, what do we get? Negative 2m. Good job. Okay. Is there anything else that we can combine? No. So we just politely bring those down. And this is our answer because there's nothing else that we can combine. Yes, baby.
Is it okay if we put it in a different order?
It is, as long as the sign is in front of it. Okay, so as long as the negative or minus sign is in front of this, the plus sign is in front of this, and the plus sign is in front of the 8.
Okay.
All right. Number 3. Where are we at? We got n over 4, which is divided by, is equal to a negative 2. So what number can be divided by 4 to give us a negative 2 is basically what that's saying. To solve this equation, you use inverse operations. That's what you do, okay? So what's the inverse operation that we're using? You were going to plug and chug, wasn't you?
Yeah.
What did you get when you plugged and chugged?
-8.
Okay, good deal. Now, what is the inverse of the operation that's used here? Yes. Multiplication. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. Why, Miss Reyes, am I doing it multiple ways, even though I already know that plug and chug does work? Because they're not always going to ask you for the answer. They're sometimes the answer is going to be the step that they took. Okay? It's not always just looking for -8 and that being the answer. Sometimes it's going to be, what's the next step? Okay? All right? So keep that in mind. We got to train our minds to think differently sometimes. Sometimes plug and chug works because that's what they want. But they don't always ask for a single answer. All right, so we're going to multiply both sides by 4 so that we can find the value of n. When we multiply this side times 4, this is what it looks like in your mind. Look at this. That's 4 right here, 4 over 1. And this is 1 over 4. That's basically what this is look like because this is the n right here, right? So this is what we do in our heads. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. Sorry. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that's why we can always say 1n or just n. That's why we can always say this cancels out and we're left with n. Okay? When we multiply by 4 on the other side, that gives us the same answer that he got when he plugged and chugged. -8. Questions, comments, or concerns? Thank you. All right, number 4. Number 4 says solve. We have -4 is equal to p minus 7. All right, so here, what are we going to do to isolate the variable? Yes. Go ahead. All right, what are we going to do to isolate the variable? What are we doing to isolate the variable there? Yes. All right, very good. How do we get rid of the 7, though? What operation? Yes. Not subtract. Addition. We got to use inverse operations. Leave it open, okay? So we're going to add 7 to both sides. When we add 7 to both sides, what's -4 plus 7? Yes. +3. So P is equal to a +3. Any questions about that?
That's so much easier than I thought.
Yeah, it is easier. You got this. You got this. Somebody said 5, right? We said 5 and 6. Okay. So let's do 5. 5 is evaluate 2 parentheses P minus 5 plus 2n. Okay? Make sure I'm looking at the right day. Anytime, if y'all see me write down something wrong, just tell me, okay? Because there's a lot of days up here, and I'm like, ooh. Sometimes you think you're looking at Wednesday, you might be looking at Tuesday. So we got n is equal to 6, and p is equal to 2. So we're going to substitute, okay? We're going to substitute. So I'm going to replace N with 6 and P with 2. So we got 2 parentheses, that's multiplication. P here is 2 minus 5 plus 2. And remember, what's the operation that's automatically between 2 and N? Yes, multiplication. So that's times, and N here is 6. Okay? What am I going to do first to solve this problem? Yes. What's in the parentheses? I'm going to evaluate what's in the parentheses. What is that going to give me in the parentheses? Yes, 3. So we got 2 times, we got 3. This gives me 3 here. Bring everything else down. Oh, -3. Thank you. Good, y'all. There you go. So we got -3 there. Okay, so now what do we do after that? Yes. We multiply. What are we going to multiply, babe? And what does that give you? -6. Bring everything else down. I could have went on and multiplied this, couldn't I? All right, so what's next after that? Yes.
You multiply the 2 into 6.
And that gives you?
12.
And what's my final answer? 6. Raise your hand if you got that right. Yay, y'all. Good job. Now we're doing number 6. Everybody okay? Am I moving too fast? Are y'all good?
Okay on number 6 or
just okay in general?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good deal, baby. All right, so number 6. Okay. Number 6, it says, write an equation for the following. The quotient, that's division. The quotient of a number, I don't know, and let me put it in front because you might be visual. I don't know what number it is. So what letter did you all use for that? X, okay. So we got X and 3. So I write X divided by 3 because it's saying the quotient. So whatever they say first, that goes on top as the numerator, divided by the number they say secondly. What is equal? And what is it equal to? 27. So this is the equation. Raise your hand if you wrote the equation correctly. Oh, you wrote, no, that's okay. That's good. So here, in order to, this is division. What's the opposite of division?
Multiplication.
So you would multiply 3. It didn't say do this, but if you wanted to do this, if you already did it, that's cool. So when you multiply both sides, this gives you just X here. And we need to multiply 27 times 3. What's 27 times 3? 81. Good job, y'all. Okay, so if you solved it, that's what you should have gotten, okay? All right, the other, you said 6, and then you said 10. Okay, so number 10. Number 10, x to the third power is equal to 8. All right. What's my answer? Somebody did plug and chug. I saw a bunch of plug and chug. What did you get? 2. 2 is the answer. How do you know 2 is your answer? X is equal to 2. How do you know that? Yes, go ahead.
Because if you multiply 2 by 2, that's 4, and then 4 by 2 is 6.
Very good. 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. All right, how will we solve this equation? What are we going to do to isolate the variable x? What do we have to do on both sides? Anybody remember? Yes. Not multiplication. Not multiplication here. Yes.
Divide.
Not division. Yes. Cube root. This is the opposite of cubing a number is the cube root. So we're going to do cube root here. Oops, sorry, y'all. So when you do the cube root on both sides, what's the cube root of x to the third power?
X.
Just x. Because x times x times x is x to the third power. Equals, what's the cube root of 8? 2. Because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Yes, baby.
I usually don't understand the point of cube rooting entire equations because in the end you're still going to be chugging. So I don't see the point of that.
They're not all going to work out perfectly. Yeah. They're not. Some of them are gonna be decimals. They're just giving you nice and friendly ones. I'm just giving you nice and friendly ones because it's the first week.
Wait, these are the
I ain't
easy
gonna
ones?
always do that.
These are the easy ones?
Huh?
You said these are the easy ones?
These are, yeah, I gave you the easy ones. Huh? Oh, I should have said that. No, I'm sorry. But these were the easier ones. I didn't say it was easy. It was the easier ones. Okay? Because if I gave you another number that didn't work, you'd be like, what? I'm not going to do that to you just yet. I mean, I'm going to do that to you, but not today. Not this week.
Do we have 7 period today?
No, 7th period is only on is only on Tuesdays and Fridays. I know it seemed like it would be, but it's not. Okay. All right, go ahead. Put this in your folder. Don't forget you have day 4 tonight and bring your laptop tomorrow. Take out your interactive notebook, composition notebook. Y'all okay so far? I'm required to tell you this, but you have, since the first day of school, you have exactly 20 days to change your mind from this class to Math 8.
What does that mean?
That means you can, if you feel like this class is going to be too hard for you, then you can go back down to Math 8. But you only have 20 days. After 20 days, you stuck like Chuck. Okay? So 20 days, 20 school days started Monday.
Wait, so do you automatically get put in this class if you were in advanced math last year, or do you actually have to prove yourself again to get in?
If you were in advanced math last year.
Okay, I was gonna say, it's like, how
Yeah.
would this even work to get in this class?
We're gonna paste that down, yeah.
But that's
Yeah, you're fine. I think you'll make it. You'll make it if you want to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, let's open this up.
Do we need a folder anymore today? Or not?
Maybe not. All right, let's number these pages, please. Let's make sure we got them numbered. That's one thing I did not do with you, and I'm sorry. All right, at the top in the corner, we always put Q1 because it's quarter 1. This is going to be page 1 because when we make sure that you number your pages correctly. This is page 1. I abbreviate page 1. This is our intro page. So when I give you your table of contents, which is going to be on your rubric, you'll know exactly what page I'm talking about. It won't be a surprise. You don't have to guess, okay? Let's turn to page 2. Page 2 is the rules and regs. So we got Q1, page 2. That's rules and regs, so you don't have to guess. This is the title that I'm going to be giving it. If I'm going too fast for you, just raise your hand a little bit, and I'll slow things down. Okay. Page 3 is the syllabus. Q1 because it's quarter 1. PG 3 syllabus. Page 4 is math practices. Q1 in the corner. PG represents page 4. It's math practices. These are strategies that you can use to solve problems. I would definitely highly recommend those, especially when you get stuck. These are different ways to think about that problem. Page 5 is the formulas, your math formulas. Q1 in the corner, PG 5, math formulas. Math formulas. Okay. Page 6 is Unit 1 intro page. Q1 in the corner, PG 6. This is Unit 1 intro page.
What was page 5 again? The name? No.
Page 5, the name?
Yeah.
Math formulas, baby.
Intro page.
Okay, you got it?
Page 6.
Mm-hmm. Page 7, goals. This is Q1 in the corner. Page 7, goals. Oops, sorry. Page 8 is going to be time management. Q1 in the corner. PG 8 is going to be time management. Okay. Did I give you the time management sheet yet?
No.
That's okay. I'm getting ready to give it to you. I'm going to explain it and then I'm going to give it to you. And then the other page that you're going to do on page 9, might as well while we're here. Page 9, PG 9, is going to be your schedule, my schedule. And we're going to create a schedule from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed. And there's a sheet for that. Page 8 was time management, baby. What time is it? Okay, good. All right, I'm going to try to catch up and do page 10. Let's label page 10. That's learning styles. That's what we should have been doing today, but it's all good. PG, wait a minute, what did I say? 10?
Yeah, learning styles.
It's learning styles. Okay. All right, so I'm going to explain to you exactly what I want you to do, and then I'm going to pass out the sheets, okay? So you can work on them. All right? Are y'all ready? Anybody not ready? Anybody need me to tell you page number again? Okay, so let's use our ears real quickly. I'm going to give you a time management sheet. This is an assessment sheet. And I'm going to leave this up here so that you can see how to do it. But you're going to read each of these questions and you're going to rate them. You're going to be honest with yourself and rate them. If it's always in that in this box right here, you're going to put a 2. If it's sometimes in the sometimes box, you're going to put a 1. And I'm going to leave it up here so you can see it. And if it's never, you're going to put 0. Once you have completed this, you're going to add up all your points and put it down here where it says total. Okay? The grand total, everything. Just put it down here. Add up all of your points and put it right here. Any questions about what I just said before I pass out the sheet and you get started? Okay?
Did we glue it down after we're done, right?
Let me finish. After you're done, you're going to fold it in half just like this. And you're going to just paste it on that page. That's a good question. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now you should have added all the numbers up together and circle it at the bottom. And now here, this is your scoring. This is telling you how much how well you manage your time. This tells you how well you manage your time. So if you're between 45 and 50 points, you have excellent time management. Now, you only have excellent time management if you was honest about these questions. If you wasn't honest about the questions, then it's not accurate. So the more honest you are about it, the more accurate these results really are. Okay, so then from 30 to 44, you manage your time fairly well, but you should maybe you might need a little guidance in increasing your skills. Okay, all right, and a calendar would help. A schedule would help. For 0 to 30 points, that means you really need to improve your time management. So if you're between 0 and 30 points, you really need to improve your time management. Okay, and that's not bad, but you just need some improvement. Yes, baby. It doesn't count at all because it's 0. Yeah, it's 0. So, all right. Any questions, comments, or concerns about this? All right. Make sure that you paste this down. All right. So now let's go to this next sheet. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to paste that down, and then we're gonna move on to this sheet. Okay. We're gonna move on to this sheet. Okay, I always do time management. I always work on or talk about time management because we don't realize how many hours in a day that we really waste. Okay, if you really think about how many hours, 24 hours in a day, we get about 8. Some of us sleep 4 hours, get 4 hours of sleep, so we have more time to get more things done. And others of us need more time. Like for myself, I need at least 7, 8 hours of sleep, and then I'm fully functioning. I'm good. But if I don't get that, then I'm dragging a little bit. So you gotta know yourself how much hours of sleep that you need. Okay. So a schedule is what we're gonna do. And everybody's schedule is going to look a little different because we all got life things going on that's different. So I'm going to draw these lines in, trace the lines, make it presentable. Doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. If you want the lines to be straighter, you can use the straight edge of your book or another piece of paper. But don't spend too much time trying to make it pretty because we just don't have the time, right? And this would be wasting time on trivial stuff. You know, I like to get the meat of what I need to get done and not so focused on it being too fancy, you know? You know how sometimes we spend a lot of time on things we really like to do, but it's not really that important. So let's try to get the lines as straight as we can get them. All right, so now this next part is from Sunday to Saturday, feeling what you're doing about what you're doing during those times. So some of us wake up in the morning before 6 o'clock. Like in order for me to get here at 6, if I want to get here at 6 o'clock, I have to leave my house at 5:30. Okay, so sometimes I leave between 5:30 and maybe 6:15 ish. Depends on what time I want to get here. Okay, so what time? I always get up around maybe 4:30 or somewhere in there. What time do you get up in the morning? So this is your get up time. You're getting ready for school on these days. Okay. Do y'all ride the bus? Some of you ride the bus. Some of you car riders. I'll say, I'm getting ready. This is the time I get ready in the morning. So I'm going to put a line all the way out here. This is when I get ready. I don't have to keep writing it over and over. Or I can write the words right across this way if I want to. It depends on how fancy you want yours to look. Okay. 7 o'clock is when your homeroom starts. This is what time you're usually at school. That's when that first bell rings. So here, I'm gonna put. I can write homeroom in the middle, because every day, Monday through Friday, I have homeroom during this time. So from here to here, this is home. This is my time for homeroom. And then of course I got my encore classes during this time. Encore during this time. And then this is when I start my third period during these blocks. Like third period is here. If you want to break it up as to, you want to put like, I would probably put just encore instead of just writing, like, because you might have different ones. But the only issue is that it's not every Monday that you go to the same encore class. You know what I mean? It's different. So I'll just put encore, because it's on an A-Day, B-Day schedule. Okay? Then you have your third period. Third period is kind of during this hour here. Fourth period is a little longer. Fourth period is almost to the 12 o'clock. This is just a roundabout, okay? It's not going to be perfect. Fifth period, and if you want to put, like, your third period could be social studies or language arts or whatever it is, you can do that. The 12 o'clock hour time is always your math class. It's your fifth period. Okay. And it leads on to in this time right here, because it starts at a kind of an odd time, but that's okay. And then on your Tuesdays and Fridays, you have a seventh period. So here, during this hour right here, is your seventh period. So let me see. This is 1 o'clock. This is your 2 o'clock time. This is seventh period, right? Oh, I forgot. This is sixth period. Of course, the day is extended on these days. Okay. So Tuesday and Friday, you have 7 periods. All right. So I don't know what time you get home. I have no idea what time you get home. Well, this should have been above, because this starts at the 2 o'clock. That's okay. You probably did it better than me. So somewhere in your time at home, you need to plan for homework. If you have practice, soccer, cheerleading, whatever it is you have, put that in here somewhere, okay? This is your schedule. And then paste this down on the page that says my schedule. Got it? Okay. All right. And we'll work on the learning styles tomorrow.